So since there's like quite a few people, I'll just start. It was excellent race. I think like if you compare Baku to circuits like Monaco and Singapore even, it was amazing race in the sense that pole positions are not that important. Your track position isn't that important because it can change at any time, anywhere. Circuit is very challenging in that sense, and it like never fails to produce a amazing Grand Prix, I think. We'll start with Perez first. Amazing drive. He didn't put a single foot wrong. Towards the end, the engine failure at the end was, some might say, was a bit lucky, but he drove brilliantly until the end of the race, and I think the win is fully deserved. The other two potential winners, Hamilton and Verstappen, they both had their fair share. They both wanted to win the race. Verstappen crash, I'm not so sure what exactly went wrong. I would say more, it's not his fault. It's either debris on the track or a tyre failure, which I think Pirelli need to investigate. But so far, I've heard that there's nothing wrong with the tyres. It's probably debris on the track. So that's for Verstappen. It's just unlucky. Hamilton, we saw at the restart, his brakes were smoking, and that's not going to give you anything. And no tyre temperature at all. Your tyres are just warming up and you mess up. And that's what happened. And Hamilton eventually did not finish. He finished, but not in the points as expected. To Vettel, I'm a Vettel fan. It was a brilliant race. Aston Martin really nailed their strategy here, I think, in terms of when exactly to pit. The overcut worked over Tsunoda and even Gasly in the end. Couldn't really blame Leclerc because the Ferraris were just way too slow for anyone to react. And Vettel just drove brilliantly. Towards the end, some can say that he didn't deserve a podium because of Verstappen and Hamilton crashing, but I think that's just bullshit because he deserves it. Some might say he deserved the win towards the end if there was one more lap, but I'm fine with second place. I think it was a brilliant drive, and second place is fully deserved, as much as Perez for the win. If you look at Gasly, he didn't do anything wrong. AlphaTauri, they were strong throughout quali and throughout the race as well, which shows that the race pace and quali pace is really picking up. And it's more about a competitive season when we look at it in the whole. We are looking at something between a season where Mercedes used to dominate all the races and like Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas was like the most common podium place, but it didn't happen. And you love to see those odd moments where you see a completely new podium, and it was amazing, I think. The Ferraris were quite unlucky. Sainz with the early braking and his tires locked up and he went into the runoff area. Unlucky, but a driver's mistake will always be punished. And Leclerc, I feel bad for him. I used to support him along with Vettel in Ferrari. Yeah, Mercedes 0 points is really fun. Problem with Leclerc, he's a brilliant driver, but I don't think Ferrari are providing him with the right car here. There's a car should never be able to give up 3 places at the start, and I think that was the main problem here. Leclerc just lost places too quickly, and yeah, it affected his race. And Ferrari need to fix up their straight line speed. As we saw last year, there were major problems with it, their straight line speed. Need to fix that up really quick. Let me think of anyone else that deserves a mention. Norris, yes. Norris, he obviously got a penalty at the start, and then he went back further, and he managed to catch up back to eventually finish. Ferrari got caught in the whole Red Bull. Yeah, I think so. Mercedes and Red Bull were running the whole show until like the two championship leaders eventually crashed. And it just happens. It's a race incident. You can't say that it's a conspiracy or anything. It just happened, and races out of the blue happen like this. But going back to my main point about Baku, people weren't that supportive of Baku being a track. People usually discourage street circuits and say that overtaking opportunities are limited. We saw that at Monaco, and Monaco, I believe, is still present because of its history throughout the years, being part of the Triple Crown. It's really historical for anyone to win it, and that is why I believe it's there on the calendar. In terms of race quality, hasn't been that great, although there were a few outliers, but I don't think Monaco has lived up to its expectations. But Baku, I'm genuinely surprised. Every race that it has from 2016, even if you look at 2019 when Stroll podium happened, it was unexpected. We didn't go to the race and like expect a Hamilton Verstappen Bottas. Yeah, and that's what I love about Baku. It's first that super long straight at the start. It gives you opportunities for a lot of things to happen. Yeah, and your into turn 1, late braking, it's a very nice place to see overtakes. And then into turn 2 where you have your second DRS straight, it really works a lot. So I think if circuits were to be made in the future, like if you look at future prospects like Vietnam that didn't happen eventually, it seemed a bit boring, but we cannot judge until a race has taken place. And Baku has definitely proven like people wrong. Yeah. All in all, I think it was a very, very, very good race. One of the best I've seen in a while. I think a few that compared to it would be Monza, 2020, and 2019 Germany in Hockenheimring. Those two are very comparable. To all the Mercedes and Red Bull fans out there, okay, I shouldn't say Red Bull, I would say Verstappen fans, it's a bit hard. I completely understand. It's happened to Vettel many times, especially Germany 2018 where he crashed, and some people might say that he threw away the championship. It's sad, but you get over it, and slowly you move on with things, and hopefully future races will be better. We're looking at teams that have continuously been bossing through all circuits, and you can't really say that they haven't done anything wrong. You can't really blame them as well. Races have gone really well, and the F1 community have ensured that races have become a lot more competitive compared to previous seasons, and I appreciate that. Hopefully with rule changes next year, we'll be looking at more competitiveness compared to seasons like 19 or 20 as well. Anyone else that I didn't give a mention to? Yes, Bottas. Kind of felt bad for him. He's like a wingman now. He gave Hamilton the toe during quali, so he obviously did a lot better. No, I'm not. Okay. Yeah, and some people might say that Bottas is just there to support Hamilton, but he's just overall very unlucky, and I genuinely feel bad for him. First with his flight being late, and then after his quali run being really sad. I don't know. I genuinely don't. So yeah, it's saddening, but I think Bottas will soon get back to his feet. Maybe a team switch would be optimal for him. Places like, maybe not even the fastest ones, possibly like even Alfa Romeo or even Haas could be a good place for him. But he's under the shadow of Hamilton here, and that's kind of sad. We do not want that to happen. And I guess all the Bottas fans out there have been feeling like Hamilton is just lucky and Bottas is always the one suffering. We saw that today, and everyone is lucky or unlucky at their time. So you can't really blame anyone here. Other than Bottas, let me think. Mentioned Perez, Vettel, Gasly, Verstappen and Hamilton, Leclerc, Sainz, Norris, Bottas. I don't think anyone else really made that grave a mistake. Oh, wait, sorry, I forgot Lance Stroll. His crash was really sad. It was great to see him come out of it with no injuries at all. You can't really expect such stuff. He drove a brilliant race with the hard tires. It's a new strategy by Aston Martin, and I think it was going really well. The Aston Martin strategists have done a really brilliant job getting Vettel on the overcut and with Stroll on the hard tires. Strategy really paid off. Stroll is just sad. He crashed, and you're not sure about what's wrong. I would wait for the analysis in upcoming days to see what actually happened with Stroll and like Verstappen eventually. You need to see where exactly it went wrong. Some people say it's debris, some people say it's tire failure. I'm not sure because the Baku circuit didn't look like it have any debris. Honestly, Mazepin slander, I couldn't do much, but everyone hates him either for his I'll finish up with Mazepin first. I think he will slowly prove people wrong, but whatever hate comments he's getting, I wouldn't say it's deserved, but he will have to deal with it. So that's just something you have to deal with. He has made mistakes and he will continue. I don't even know what he said in it. I don't even know who you are. Okay, about Alonso, he was really, really strong towards the end. Like, he could even, I think, reach up to Tsunoda over there. About Alpine, quite sad with Ocon's failure. I haven't really seen them pop up in many races, but maybe this could be a start to see like different constructors pushing their cars further to the limit and maybe getting more podiums in that sense. So podium for AlphaTauri, a podium for Aston Martin, and we would see McLaren as well. Hopefully a podium for... I didn't think of anyone else. Nothing yet. Ferrari. Yeah, Ferrari also quite disappointing. Hopefully they can get back to it, but unfortunately I don't support Ferrari anymore. I don't really care about them after the toxic treatment that they gave Vettel, so couldn't care. That's about it. Next race, I'm not sure when it is, let me search. About Singapore being cancelled, I couldn't care that much. I had tickets, it was quite sad, and I was been waiting for it for the past 2 years. But, oh no. Are we looking at Canadian? Okay, that would be interesting. But I don't think I'll be able to watch because it's like at 2 a.m. in the morning. And after there's the French Grand Prix, which is a snooze fest. I'm nowhere near them and I don't follow them, so couldn't care. Yeah, that's about it. I hopefully will do for more races if I get the time. I think like this is a nice way for me to understand what fully happened through the race and through your opinions as well. I had quite a few. Yeah. I had quite a few opinions popping up, especially with the questions time. About that, I asked about your thoughts on penalties being given to people who crash on red flags. It was very balanced. People, I don't know whether they are reactionary or whatever, but I saw people saying that no, but what happens if it's a mechanical failure? It's true, then it's not the driver's fault, and why should he be penalized in that sense? And on that side, there's a sense of pity towards that person. But if you look at the other side and think about people whose laps they couldn't finish their laps because of the red flag. Like, let's say Verstappen, he's had that twice, once in Monaco and in Baku. You have to feel for them as well. And the question goes on why they wait so late until they start their quali lap. They could have come out earlier. The Leclerc one was more controversial as he was on pole and then he crashed. So like technically securing the pole for himself. But eventually he couldn't race in Monaco. So that was quite sad. But I think like it just neutralized people's debates about that. But I think F1 and FIA will need to look towards this and see how to effectively combat this to like keep like the excitement during quali sessions going. Because if someone just crashes, then your positions are like determined already. Because of that, in Q2 as well, Vettel got knocked out, but I think that turned out for the better because of his fresher tyres and an unused set of soft tyres, which worked out brilliantly. And he came P2. And yeah, that's all I have. So yeah, congrats to Gasly, Vettel and Perez, who have done brilliantly. And yeah, hopefully if I get positive feedback from this, I'll continue doing 4 more races. Yeah, you came a bit late, but it's fine. No, I don't actually. I wanted to do this for every race, but I ended up this is the first time I'm doing it. The last time I did it was like a short video that I did for Monza. I think it's all like these races. But if I definitely get more feedback, and hopefully I'll be able to do this for all the coming races, and hopefully more people on my live streams. But like continuous stream of visitors have been very nice. I'm sorry if like people got like distracted from like my friends to my football fans and F1 fans and cricket fans. I'm sorry if you just joined and got confused if what I was talking about. But from now on in the title, I'll be talking about what I'm reviewing, and hopefully you can have a look at it and have an idea of what I'm going to be talking about. Yeah, that's about it, and I'll see you next time.